going. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, see if I remember all the things.
Hopefully. At the very least, some of the things.
Yeah, at least some of the things would be nice.
Alright, so X7, this is the first somewhat 3D Mega Man X game. This one's pretty infamous, you probably all know this one. It starts out here in the intro stage, we're going to be playing as Axel, who's the new Mega Man character. He's similar to X in that he has like a ranged projectile weapon, but he shoots pretty rapid, and he'll also be picking up weapons in a slightly different manner than X does once we start beating bosses.
Yeah, so come to our first 3D segment. It's a little bit of a tutorial section where it kind of teaches you mechanics of Axel and of 3D spaces in general.
Yeah, a little targeting mini game here to show you how the R2 targeting.
A little bit similar to the start of Metroid Prime, where it teaches you how to lock on. Yeah, so that's the first Axel segment. Get a little nice break cutscene here, where it shows Axel's running away from something. We don't know his name yet, but his name is Axel.
Spoilers.
I mean,
there's actually a lot of lore that gets dropped in this intro segment. Unfortunately, it's Japanese, so we can't read any of it.
Yeah. So Axel's being chased by something, but we don't know that as Zero. Zero just teleports in and is like, "Hey, what's going on? I can't believe I'm back here again."
Oh, what a mess.
They really made a mess. But we don't know who they is. We just know that it's a mess. So, if you liked X1 and you liked the start where it's the highway and the bees, you'll get to see some more of that.
Yeah, this is basically the same thing except you already have the dash boots. So big quality upgrade here, I think.
Yeah, so it's objectively a better game just immediately because you get to start with dash.
Yeah, so what Papat's going to be doing here when he encounters his first bee is he's going to be sort of crouch canceling the saber attacks. So like alternating between swinging and crouching to cancel the animation. Lets you get a lot of damage off on the bee quickly. And then here, this is just kind of a beat 'em up style, like defeat as many enemies before moving on. And the quickest way to defeat them is with dash attack.
Yeah, the way damage works in this game is a little bit weird, or at least like, hello. Okay, which slashes do how much damage? It's a little strange. So like your first slash, the dash attack, and the fourth slash of your combo all deal 4 damage, whereas the second slash and the third slash in your combo deal 3. So in most situations, the goal is to just use single slashes on enemies as much as possible.
Very odd design choice.
A little bit odd.
It's also worth noting that Papat is playing on the Japanese version of the game. There is a very, very big set of differences between the Japanese version and the English. Most Mega Man games that I know of, and most games in particular, if the game is changed from Japanese to English, it's usually made a little bit easier. It's like in Mega Man 2 to Rockman 2, for example. This game has the exact opposite syndrome, where the original Japanese version has a much more generous damage table to it than the English version. So playing on J will save us several minutes over the course of the whole run just from bosses alone.
What's going on?
That's a good question.
Alright, so a little bit of an auto-scroller segment here while we run away from the big scorpion. And then we're going to jump into this pit, chasing after Axel. And ask him for some info on what's going on, but he's not going to tell us yet. He is going to
switch character.
Yeah, he's going to tell us that we can swap characters at this point, though.
Yeah, so this is also a new feature in this game, and it's one that I kind of like. The ability to sort of switch between characters whenever. It sort of lets you pull two characters into a stage and switch between them whenever. It's a really nice mechanic. I actually liked it a whole lot.
Yeah, it's a cool mechanic.
And right here, you'll be able to see the J version in action already. This boss takes 4 hits
Yeah,
before he's
4 hits.
defeated on the Japanese version. He takes 5 on English, so it saves one entire cycle
broke
of
his
him
claw.
flashing for a long time. No.
Got a little close.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hit his claw on his tail instead and break parts of him off. It really only serves to waste time because he gets a lot of iframes when you do that.
Skip cutscene. This button into this one. Okay. Alright. So this is the worst part of New Game versus New Game Plus. The boss introduction screen.
Yeah. Ailey's got a lot to say, and she doesn't say it particularly quickly.
No, she likes to take her time telling you about the 8 Mavericks and the 8 locations that they have chosen for this duel. So there's kind of a group of robots that are kind of going on rampage, led by their leader Red. So we have to kind of go through the 8 Mavericks to get to Red. We'll see if Red's actually the true villain behind everything, or if he's also being manipulated behind the scenes.
Yeah, Red Alert is kind of like a vigilante group of alternative Maverick hunters releasing Mavericks just to sort of
Did I just
test
go to Tanya?
the Maverick hunter. I
This
think
is-
you did.
This is Tunyon.
Oh dear.
Back button. Which one? There's back. Gungaroo. Okay.
Yes, Gungaroo sounds much better.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We only really wasted time from the select.
More or less, Red Alert's upset because Axel was a previous member who ran, and they're upset by that for some reason.
It's because he's got a special ability, which we'll see later on in the game.
Alright, so Gungaroo first. Gungaroo has some pretty strong weapons that we want to get our hands on as soon as possible, so we're going to go to him first.
Cool. So there's a little bit of a jump that you can do there. You normally don't have enough height to get through that, or to get over that wall using a double jump, but if you slash and jump at the same time, it gives you a little bit more vertical momentum, so you can just barely make it over the wall. Skip's having to break it down.
Yep. Now you might see these Reploids that are just kind of standing around calling for help. There's 16, I believe, of these guys in each, for a total of 128 Reploids that can be saved. They all have various things that they'll give you, like some of them will give you 1-ups or health upgrades or something. But 2 of them in each stage will give you a CD upgrade, which will allow you to upgrade one specific stat on a Maverick Hunter. And Papad is going to be grabbing how many of these in this route?
3.
3 of these. Okay. It's mostly for a speed upgrade for a later stage to make a cycle.
Let me up. Okay.
Normally you want to skip them because all the ones you save at the end, they have to be listed off by Aelia for like your congratulations. So that takes about a second apiece.
Alright. I think our health is decent.
Yeah, you look okay.
So you do have to break the big mechs in that section in order to progress through, which we'll be seeing a little bit more of here. So just like in the intro scene, there's a little bit of like a defeat the enemies section. You have to defeat a certain number of these mechs. Fortunately, we get ourselves a mech as well, and we're gonna want to keep this throughout this section into the start of the boss fight. Finishing off all the killing the last mech and being in the mech still when the game transitions into the boss fight, means that this particular mech will actually be in the boss fight as well, which we're gonna utilize against Gungaru for safety and for some speed.
Yeah, this mech's pretty sweet. The dash attack is really strong, and it gives you a little bit of an invulnerability period while you're using.
Alright. That felt okay. Not the best, but it was totally fine. Here's Gungaru. He knows who Zero is.
So the reason we want a mech is because he has a mech too. So Gungaru basically has 2 health bars, one for his mech and one for himself. And so we want to destroy his mech with the mech, which will save us quite a bit of time and quite a bit of health as well.
Yeah, it saves a ton of health to be able to fight his mech with your mech.
His mech doesn't have too much health, but then he has a normal sized health bar as well, which is a lot bigger than this. And once his mech's destroyed, Papat's going to be trying to land single slashes on him, which is a little bit awkward because he's very small and your mech is very... but the more hits you can land on him here, the better.
Gungaru, come back.
You want to try to be fighting him with Zero, because Zero does a lot more DPS than Axel does, but Axel is the safer, so you can always sort of use him as a fallback.
I am going to swap here now.
Yeah. You can see Axel's DPS is limited, but he does have the combat roll, which allows him to dodge pretty much all the damage that's coming out of him. It auto-locks on as well, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Very nice to have it auto-lock on so you don't have to worry about like actually facing towards him while dodge roll, combat rolling. Alright, so from Gungaru we get probably the second best weapon.
Yeah.
One of the 2 weapons that we'll be fighting bosses with from here on out. Well, for the most part. Tunyon exists.
Yeah. So Axel's weapons are a little bit different than X's or Zero. He gets the sort of normal weapon with energy that X gets, but Axel also picks up sort of different kinds of guns that can be used without an energy penalty. And the grenade launcher is the best one in the game by far.
Yeah.
Like, it does a lot of damage, it has pretty good fire speed, and it's not gated by energy or anything. So very, very strong weapon.
Cool, we didn't get the one to die. Saved a second there from not having one extra Reploid pop up. Alright, so Ellie is going to tell us how to put in and unlock abilities on... that's special. I don't want special. I'm going to have to cancel out of that. Just put it in whatever and then say no, which is the bottom option. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Making some brain errors, but we're fine.
For whatever reason, menus always default to no in this game, no matter what the menu is. So you will always have to menu it up to yes if you want to do anything.
Alright, and then we got Stone Kong here. Stone Kong, I actually really like Stone Kong stage. It's really long, a lot of cool platforming, a lot of management of health as well, to make sure that we get through fast without dying.
Yeah, it's also entirely 2D, which is interesting, because I don't think there were any other stages of this game that are entirely 2D, are there?
No.
Yeah. So this is more like a classic sort of Mega Man X style stage. But it does involve a lot of damage boost, because there's a lot of enemies that are directly in your way. So like the Pot said, health management is super important.
Gotta make sure we get Dave.
Dave's important.
killed the bee that I wanted to deboost off of on accident.
We should mention the reason we're in Stone Kong at all is mostly for his weapon. The route here involves getting Grenade Launcher and Tunyon's Tornado Attack as quickly as possible. But to fight Tunyon efficiently in New Game, you sort of need Stone Kong's weapon. So that's why we're coming here second.
That bee to not take damage there.
So he's got plenty of health here at the end, which means he can damage boost to his heart's content, more or less. He's going to need to at the end of the stage.
Yeah. We're just gonna make sure that we don't die, just to be on the safe side.
Good call.
Dodge roll through the last big mech. I forget how much damage he actually deals you. So. All right. So we got the Moai Head mini boss. Kind of want to run opposite of their direction of travel and then kind of change your targets rapidly in order to make sure that you're always aiming at one that's hittable. That was a pretty good phase.
Yeah, that's a one cycle. If you don't take them out quick enough, they'll sort of come down and try to crush you, and you have to hide. Little indentations there, but getting a one cycle is good.
This fight starts off with the explosion shot, right?
He charges
jump left, use explosion.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure that my brain knows what to do.
Yeah, so this fight's kind of sketchy at first because you start super close to Stone Kong and he charges immediately. So if you're not prepared, he's just gonna ram into you.
What? What? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't jump to the next platform, but he did. New mysteries being
Kong
found.
Does some weird things sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to jump to the next little platform before he fires his shield. Was expecting him to do that. Instead, he just decided to fire his shield right away. So.
But yeah, you can see the strength of the grenade launcher there. Like, not only does it have the infinite ammo of the regular shots, but it also has explosions, which can hit a boss multiple times if you're close enough. It does just a ton of damage.
Alright, so then we get our third CD here from Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Put that into speed. Now we have increased dash speed. So the first two upgrades in the speed spot actually increase your rate of fire, supposedly. This button. Some of the upgrades are a little bit unusual, like increased crit damage, which you don't really know what that does, because you don't crit in this game. But usually the third upgrade in each tree is a really powerful one.
Yeah. Like, for example, the third upgrade in the special one gives you extra which like triple the double iframes you normally get. So it's like you basically can't die if you get that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes New Game Plus runs pretty free, having triple iframes everywhere. You can just deboost to your heart's content and not have to worry about anything. Decided to look at chat there for a second instead of watching where I was going. Ran into a box. Okay. Alright, time for the best mini boss of all time.
Legend Yadokari. This guy's awful. So at the start here, Papat's just gonna run up and just shoot him. Hope for the best. His initial option will always be some sort of attack, but beyond that, he can sort of go in his shell and just hide from you, and make you not able to hit him like this. And from here, all bets are off, so we're just hoping he doesn't do this again.
Yeah, he can chain these together immediately without you being able to do any damage to him. Cool. Thank you. Only one spin cycle.
Nice. Good. So X is in this game, believe it or not. He just needs to be unlocked. You can either unlock him by beating all 8 Mavericks or rescuing exactly half of the Reploids, so 64 out of 128. Even when we do unlock him, we won't be using him because he'll be worthless and unupgraded by that.
Yeah,
so this second half of the stage I actually really like. It's really, really neat. Because the stage just spirals around, like the next portion of the stage is directly above you. So all you have to do is just like sort of keep double jumping up through the holes in the section that's above you. Awesome.
Shout out to our boy Tunyon. Boy!
Miss Tunyon.
Miss English Tunyon.
This is the one downside of running on J, is that you don't get English Tunyon.
Some of the English voice acting is actually really, really good in how over the top it is.
Yeah.
What?
Right, so Tunyon's weak to Stone Kong's block attack.
Okay. That's not gonna work.
No. Yeah.
Whatever, we'll just...
Yeah, once he's below half, you want to kind of stand inside him at a very specific, and a very specific timing with your iframe, and you'll kind of just take him out by holding down block.
Thank you for hitting him. Alright.
No
not,
wall.
Not ideal, but it'll work.
Yep.
So now we get the best weapon in the game. I just call it the Lightning Tornado. I don't know what the official name is.
I don't know either. It's something Japanese.
But it's by far the best weapon in the game, specifically on Zero.
Yeah, the input is just like dash and then hit your special during your dash, and Zero does this giant tornado, like 1 billion base damage, and is completely spammable. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Alright, let's hope we don't miss a bomb.
Yep.
So this is the Ride Chaser level in this game. We're gonna go around the track, hopefully one time, collecting all the bombs on our way. A little bit awkward to control the Ride Chaser here, though.
Yeah, so we want to be picking up the bombs, dodging the Reploids, dodging the end.
I disagree, but okay. Let's go around again, I guess.
Oh, no.
Alright, jam ourselves in the left wall here to make sure we get those bombs.
Yeah, that's a nice strat, because like you're kind of forced to boost to like clear the gap. And so you sort of come down in front of those bombs going really, really fast. It can be super scary if you're not just gonna run into the wall.
Alright. Got it.
Nice.
Did pick up a heart with Zero there. Just for a little bit of safety later on. Alright, and Borsky, the best boss in the game, objectively.
It's pretty good.
start off with an explosion there. Ah. All right. No,
There you go.
no, you punks.
Oh.
You just did the fake out the halfway around the
Yeah.
track. But yeah, you start off the fight with a tornado from Zero, immediately into an explosion shot from Axel, and that sets him up to get just into his phase 2, where he goes into like his invulnerability period. So you don't have to like hope that you get enough shots in time before he moves or gets an action off. And then swap over to fighting him normally. You do have a little bit of luck for what his action is that he does, but it's totally fine because he's Borsky.
Yep. So if you've been wondering, you've been watching this and saying, you know, this is a Mega Man game, but I haven't seen very many mid-bosses. It's okay. It's because they're all in this stage.
Yep, they put them all in this one.
I think the stage has like 4 mid-bosses or
Yeah,
something like
it's 4. One at the end of every screen.
Yeah, so the gimmick of the stage is that there's like this fleet of battleships that you're sort of platforming across, and at the end of each battleship there's a mid-boss with. They definitely put the best one first, though.
Yeah, this one's the best one. Just the spinning jet on a platform.
Thankfully, Axel's Volt Tornado takes pretty good care of it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Alright, we'll see if we can get by this wall without swapping to Zero. Before it goes up. Why am I swapping? Nice dodge roll. That's gonna be a no. Got sniped. Okay. Alright, then we got these 3 eels. Eel dragon things. Just fire a couple of tornadoes and they go down.
Yeah, for as much as we gushed over Zero's tornado attack, Axel's tornado attack is no slouch. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just not as powerful as Zero's, but it is range. Like, once you activate it, it does go forward. So you can attack things from a distance with it.
But this boss is actually pretty neat. He has a gimmick where he's like spinning his 2 wheels on his turrets. And the way he works is that as soon as you break a turret, he'll go into this fireball phase. But if you don't break a turret, he'll just sort of shoot a little bit and then he'll spin again. So you can use this to like set up a couple fewer cycles where he's not doing the big fireball attack.
Yeah, I still got a 2 cycle, but I didn't get the far kill with the tornado attack, so I had to wait 1 more spin.
Yeah, 2 cycles not bad. I think if you just break all of the turrets like without using your brain, I think it's like 4 cycles or.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's a lot more than just 2.
We're gonna bash our face into some of these X1 enemies. Nice rock. That Matt sniped me so hard.
I've never seen that happen. Go on to Warfly here. Warfly's weakness actually is the tornado attack, which is kind of unfortunate because it does do a lot of damage to him, but it also makes him jump into the water and run away. So Papat's going to be sort of alternating between Gungaru's attack, which is the explosion, and a tornado to try to minimize the amount of time that Warfly's underwater. Yeah, it is a little bit luck dependent based on what
Nice
attack
wheel.
he throws at. Wheel. Yeah, the
Everyone's
input
favorite.
for wheel is what? Hold forward in special?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't get your dash off, then you're just gonna be throwing a wheel instead.
Oh well. So it gave us a little bit of bad luck, but it's fine. It is possible to get like a lucky double hit with the tornado attack, but it involves taking damage in a very precise way when he's doing a very specific attack. So, not reliable, but always something to look for. That's why when he dashes at me, I turn around because I want to hit him with the backside of the sword for the tornado attack.
Hmm. Gotcha. Can't believe you're still D rank after all this.
I know, right?
Afrikaners are so picky.
So ranking in this game is you don't want to rank up because it doesn't do anything and it just wastes time to watch the thing tick up to the next rank. But it's based off of like how much damage you take for each like Axel and Zero, and then how many things you kill with them as well. So if you kill a lot of things and you take no damage, then you're at risk to rank up. You can only rank up once per stage though, so it takes 4 stages to rank up to A, even if you wanted to.
So we're into everybody's favorite stage, which is Heinard's. The first half of the stage is kind of like Stone Kong's, where there's like a lot of enemies and you have to check your damage boosts. There's also bombs in this section, which will blow up if you are too slow, and will kill Reploids if they are nearby.
Radio towers, don't want to touch those. They're the worst enemy in the game.
They will
touch...
knock you down
Yeah.
every time.
Utilizing the water gun to get through the eels portion of the stage fast. Alright, so we mentioned how Axel has a super secret special trick. That's what Red Alert wants him for. We're going to utilize it here. Hold the button.
Yeah, so Axel's in the lore, new generation of Reploid. He's like a prototype that has the ability to copy other types of and you can use that in very specific circumstances in this game. It's not fast anywhere except for here, where there's this long section of pipes that you sort of have to platform back and forth in like an S shape on. But if you copy this flying guy, you can just sort of fly straight across to the end. It saves a lot of time.
Yeah, that section is really long unless you skip it. Fortunately, you can skip it in both New Game and New Game Plus in different ways. Oh, it hurts! Alright, so this is Heinard.
So I'd actually never seen this stage casually until very recently. Like I never played this game casually before learning the speedrun strat, and watching this fight casually compared to what you do in the speedrun is a very eye-opening experience.
Yeah, you're
supposed to be like breaking this guy's his Mechanoid's legs in order to jump up on it, and then fight him on the back with his. But we don't do any of that. We just sort of fight him on the neck instead with the tornado attack.
Hello? Please hit him. There we go. That's normal. Alright. So yeah, when you damage the mech's legs, you slow it down, and then if you damage it more, it stops and then sinks down into the lava. And then you climb up, and then you're like, so I guess you're supposed to fight him on the back, where like him and his 2 twins are circling around you and just firing
Yeah.
fireballs and like dashing at you every once in a while. But that's really slow and really annoying. So
That's what they do in the credits anyway.
yeah,
And we should mention, you don't want to go for the Mechanoid right away, because he sort of starts on the center of like one of the sides, and if you get knocked down while the mech is making a turn, you sort of just will fall in the lava while it's turning because the neck is so thin.
yeah, the neck has no friction, so
Yes.
if you get knocked down, then there's a high chance that you're just gonna slide right off because of the no friction element of it. All right, Snipe Anteater. This is apparently where bitrate ends up ruining the stream, just because there's a lot of things happening and things turning upside down.
Yeah, this is probably the most annoying stage in the game, all things considered, but since we don't need to collect anything in this stage, we can skip almost all the annoying parts and basically just rush right. The gimmick of this stage is kind of like Gravity Man in Mega Man 5, where there's certain spots that will flip the gravity and put you on the underside of the platforms, but we only need to do that a couple places to progress here. Don't really need to do any of the puzzles.
So yeah, flip upside down there. And then see if we can get the faster cycle here. Cool, we did. And that's the stage. Pretty fast when you know where you're going, but if you don't know where you're going, it's just a huge maze that you can get lost in for forever.
Yeah, there's certain walls that can only be accessed by copying the Samurai Reploids or whatever they are, which makes the whole stage very annoying to navigate.
Japanese Anteater laughs at us like 5 times in the cutscene before we get to fight him. Alright, so it's utilize Tornado on our first non-weakness boss? No, second non-weakness boss because we did on Anteater. Or not, on Heinard.
Yep. So it's worth noting that Tornado is not this guy's weakness, despite what his health bar is telling. His weakness is actually the wheel, which does one damage.
One damage.
But slows him down, which is very useful, I guess.
Yeah, the best weapon in all of Mega Man, the wheel.
That was a pretty good Anteater pattern, though.
Yeah, he didn't go to the underside of the platform at all.
Yeah, if he goes to the other side, you can sort of shoot through it, but with Zero, you just are kind of out of luck until he decides to come back.
Arguably too much damage. Agreed.
Yeah, for reference, I think Full Tornado does like 12 damage to Anteater compared to with his weakness, which is
I think it's 14.
14. Okay,
Yeah.
that's even worse then.
Yeah, it's 14 damage. It's all the regular robots and 18 damage to Warfly.
Interesting.
It's an insane weapon.
Yeah.
Alright, so Crow Rank. We don't want to die here on the first section, ideally, because we would have to watch that intro cutscene again.
But this part is what Papa picked up the dash upgrade for. There is a cycle, one of these planes at the very end, that you can catch a slightly earlier cycle whenever it's moving forward and backward than you would be able to without.
Okay, we didn't make it. The way that the initial red plane was turned was like a little awkward. It kind of got in my way and clipped me a little bit, but that's fine. We still save time overall getting the 3 robots, Reploids, for the dash speed. It just getting that cycle saves a bit more. So we're gonna meet Mini Crowrang here. Pretty fast dive. Just wait for him to dive and then shoot him with a tornado, and he dies immediately. If you try to shoot at him like regularly, he like dodges out of the way of your shots. So it's just better to wait for him to attack you. Missiles here.
Rare footage of missiles here. You don't get to see them that often.
Yeah, I like to use them just for safety in a couple spots there, where the grenade throwers can kind of snipe you down. Missile
Yeah,
is supposedly the weakness for Crow, but we're not going to be fighting with Missile.
Yep. Grenade launcher's too good. Yeah, so this is a 2D fight, despite Crowrang being in a different 2D plane. So you sort of need to get kind of even with him in a 2D direction, so like pretty far out on the plane in order to be able to hit him when he's out. Then when he comes down, you can hit him with Explosion and take like a third of his health away.
Yeah, it was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
I got the typical 4-hit start. So that's the 8 Mavericks, and believe it or not, we only have 2 stages left in the game, but got about 20 minutes left. So
yeah, one of them is extremely long.
did I hit no? I think I hit no. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy mashing. Alright, so we get a preview of Red's face here, but Red's not in this stage. Oh hey, it's X. What's up? See ya, X. So yeah, we finally unlocked X, and we're not going to use him because he's awful.
We'll see him again in the end cutscene. Alright, so this is Palace Road. This is an auto-scroll.
Yeah, it's a pretty long auto-scroller. So if you had anything that you wanted to plug, you can feel free to do so.
Yeah, just go ahead and remind you that you're watching Bring 'em Over 2. We're raising money to bring Sopa, Madu, and Louise to HDQ 2019 to participate in the Mega Man X Relay. Just to give you a heads up on some of the incentives that are left. The big one is the Mega Man 2 randomizer. We are at 195 out of 500 to make that bonus run happen. In addition to that, we've got a couple of bid wars. Spyro, you're the dragon. You can choose the color of the dragon. Right now, purple is in the lead, but you have many colors to choose from. Green is $31 behind. Then you also have the front mission gun hazard file name, where you have three different options right now. All have $50 or more. Top tier is at 77. That's leading the way, but you can choose the file name for front mission as well. And right now we are in the middle of a prize block for it was a ukulele. So any $5 donation or more get you entered to win ukulele Steam key. Oh, actually, good timing. We just had a donation come in.
Nice.
Sukimos donated $10. Says good luck to Papot.1. So if you wanted that to go towards any incentive, just let us know in chat and we can go ahead and put it in there. Thank you very much.
Yo, thanks, Suki.
Thanks, Suki.
I like to call this weapon show off the stage because we get to use all the weapons that you don't get to see anywhere else. 'Cause what else are you gonna do, right?
Yep.
Okay. Get hammered, it's fine. Wheel.
Oh, is it? Oh.
It's so bad. It stays on screen for forever and you can't use anything else while it's on screen.
I can't even imagine the thought process behind that weapon. Axel needs a gun from Vorsky. Let's just make the gun shoot wheels. Alright, done. Break for lunch. So we're nearing the end here of the auto scroll.
Yeah.
As soon as we see the U-turn here, we'll be approaching the end, where we have to fight Mole Borer, and Papot will be just damage boosting inside of him quick, and dropping 2 explosives on his face, and that'll take him out.
Fun fact on the English version, he can take damage from any part of him, and he also has a hitbox when he's exploding and dying. So you can actually die after killing him if you're standing in him while he's exploding.
Oh, that's terrible. Because dying in that stage, the checkpoint is like
It's at the start of the
all
second
way
part
back
of second part of the
at
auto scroll,
loading.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's like several minutes of time loss.
Yeah, I died there one time and I'm like, what happened? I killed him. I'm supposed to win. I don't have, you lose control, so you can't move out of the way.
Right. So going to confront Red here. There's not too much to say about this section. Most of the section, you'll just see the return of the giant rocks from Stone Kong. And Papot will just be taking strategic damage boosts in order to run through the rocks, or combat roll through them, depending.
Thank you for reminding me that I could just dash through it. Yeah, the second rock in that group is the hardest, just because the enemy that you deboost from is the farthest away. Alright, here's our boy Red. He's going to tell us a little bit about the professor. Where is this professor now? Like always, I have no idea. Yeah, the Red fight's actually a very interesting fight. It's pretty terrible casually, but it's got some interesting tech.
Yep.
Ah. One small. Okay, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it.
I was worried.
So yeah, there's a kill plane below each of those. Where is he? There he's. Of course he is.
It's also a relatively high kill plane, so you don't have that much space to maneuver.
Just gonna do this.
Yeah, thankfully there's a free sub tank and a free sub tank refill in Palace Road, which is very nice. This game is very generous with its sub tank refills. If you pick up a big health refill, like a Giga, not only will it refill your health, but it will also fill your sub tank to full.
Yeah, so it fills the health of whatever character you're on and the full sub tank. So it's a pretty strong combo.
It's like this one right here. Bot's gonna grab. It'll fill Axel to health, full health, and fill his sub tank to full, which is wonderful.
There are two paths here. The left path is kind of a platforming section. It takes a while to do. The right path here is another like mech killing phase, which is significantly faster.
Yeah, you can kind of spawn camp the guys here with Tornado as they spawn and shoot the other ones with the So Axel clears this really fast.
On the PS2 console version, you can actually stand inside these, like the green section, to kill them even a little faster. But X Collection, they patched it out for whatever reason.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Few weird patches in the X Legacy Collection.
Yeah, there are a couple of very strange quirks with the PS2 version, like Warfly starts on the wrong platform for some reason.
On the
and-
Japanese version exclusively.
Yeah, yes, and also on the Japanese version, Anteater has some weird iframe skips where you can get like some double and triple hits. Very strange. Dog room.
Dog room. Russian Rebel.
So this room here, before the refights, is, or can be rather scary. There's a lot of spikes, there's quite a few pits here that you want to watch out. Although one of the nice parts about this game's mechanics is that unlike, I think, every other X game, air dash, or dashing off of a ledge will like continue your dash and not, so like that one spike pit there, you can make it completely safe just by dashing like right before the platform ends and you'll clear the whole thing.
Yeah, if you dash off of an edge, then it turns your ground dash into an air dash, which is good in some spots and bad in others.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then we have the refights here.
Most of these refights are going to be very similar.
What? That wasn't supposed to happen. I got hit by the explosion. You
Oh,
punk!
man.
Run me over. I'm just gonna be safe. I don't want to die.
Yeah. Oh.
Because like, in order to be ideal, you want to like be standing inside of Borsky. Most of the attacks in the room knock you down, so you kind of have to fall over and then get back up. Takes a while to do. Taking contact damage from Borsky does not do that, so. Fortunately, even though we used our sub-tank, you just get a free refill after every Reploid.
Yep. This game is very generous. For a reputation that I've seen it have among some people of being very difficult to finish. There are some mechanics that make this game very, very generous near the end game.
So many swords!
Man,
Come down.
the swords will block your your shot. So ideally, you want to be getting him down here before he throws too many.
Alright, that's fine.
Is there anything to your refights order here?
No, it's just generally do the Axel robots first, because I'm on Axel, and then whatever amount of health I have for 0, utilize that movement towards the next robot. So I'm going to do Heinard next, because my health is fairly high. My refights order basically changes every time, depending on how much health I have on 0.
So this refight exactly the same. Just wait for the mech to clear the corner and then go up it.
Let me jump, please. Thank you.
Show Heinard the tornado.
So all the refights in this game, every robot actually has double the health that they had for the base fight. So it takes a little bit longer to kill them. Unfortunately, Tornado is busted.
I think they tried to like de-incentivize you from fighting him on the neck just by making him pelt you with missiles all the time. But
Yeah.
the missiles do so little damage, like you basically just win the DPS race no matter what.
Yeah. Alright. Fight Stone Kong. Next. You want full health for Stone Kong just because you're gonna take a ton of damage from him. Okay, it's fine.
Fighting Stone Kong in melee range is very scary, because he does a lot of damage on con.
Just be safe.
Yeah.
Nice whip. So you can get like double and triple hits on Stone Kong if you attack him as like in the direction of his shield while he's like raising it up, but it's a little bit tight, and if you're off by a little bit, it's a little hard to get the full one cycle off. This is. Alright, we'll see if we can't do the Tunyon fight the correct way this time. I forgot that it's 3.
Yeah, I was just about to say something.
I don't think this is close enough. It was. Interesting. It's gonna wait
Alright,
for him
well,
to
here's the
attack
fight.
again. You moved a lot there, buddy.
Oh, onion.
This tornado. Use
And
tornado
all
on.
else fails.
Yeah. Just pull out all reliable. Yeah. It was just the way that he was facing when he finished spinning after I got the next hit. He was facing an odd direction, so he didn't like bend into me, into the attack, into the shield attack.
Right.
Tried to use the tornado early. Whatever, it's fine. one extra cycle. Over here. Alright, Gungaroo and Anteater are left. We'll do Gungaroo next. So we don't have the mech for the Gungaroo refight. But we do have Tornado, so that helps us get rid of the mech phase pretty quickly.
Oh, that is quick. Always use my explosions on this mech. As Pop mentioned earlier, he is playing on the Legacy Collection 2 port, which is very, very nice. Not only does it load way faster, but basically doesn't lag anywhere. And this refight is one of the very noticeable ones where you can get a lot of lag, because you have Gungaroo's like little trail following behind him, and if you combine that with a tornado, there's a lot of projectiles on screen.
Interesting.
Nice.
Weird finish to the fight, but I'll take it.
Yeah. But yeah, if you are interested in speedrunning this game, the Legacy Collection 2 port is the port to play on.
Yeah, it's the premier version. Let's get that to refill. Sub-tank. And then do Anteater. If only it ran on your computer. Alright. Don't do it, Anteater.
Do it.
No. Come back. Come back. Okay.
Aw,
No.
That's
Come back
rude.
again. Come back. Just a little bit more? Okay.
This guy's a jerk.
I was not looking at my health. I could have died there.
Yeah, the boss theme in this game is great.
Alright, and we're not going to refill our health here because we get an automatic refill going into the last boss, which is pretty convenient.
Alright, so time to find out who the professor is. Could it be Mr. X?
Oh man, it was Sigma.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it was Sigma the whole time. By the way, here's X. He's got one
Oh
line.
yeah, he's here.
He's here. That's right, folks. Non-Tutimu. 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 Alright, so we've got Phase 1 Sigma here, where he's got his large gun.
And we're looking for basically nothing here. So you see how he's shooting? Keep doing that. And nothing else.
Okay.
Ah, okay. He's doing something else.
Don't spawn on me. Okay. We'll do this, even though
Big
it's
gun? Okay.
big gun. All right.
It's not so bad. He could be a big jerk when he comes to like going into the background and shooting at you.
Yeah, he can kind of just chain those together. Like I've seen him do it like 4 or 5 times in a row. All right, and here we are with the biggest Sigma.
Biggest sig?
We got the bad starting pattern. Don't give it to me again. We did it twice. I have 1 HP.
Man. Don't get punched.
Don't get punched. Alright. We're okay.
Yeah, so once
We're
he
fine.
teleports once, there are various safe spots in the fight that you can stand.
Sigma? Hello? I don't think I've ever seen that spot. Alright, get punched.
Yeah, so if he punches, you have to walk back, but the very sort of back end of the platform is. Time is coming up as soon as Sigma's health hits 0. Getting a cheese ball.
Alright. Hit him, please. Thank you. Alright, once he's in green ball, that's time. Like, you don't want him to start with the green ball pattern, but after that, it's totally fine.
GG.
Yo, thanks. Alright, no cutscene crash. Sigma's alive, and he punches Zero, or Axel, and